Alright, welcome to Photography Talk episode number 2. It's been an exciting week, so let's get this moving along. Before we get going, if you are not currently subscribed to the channel, please take a moment, hit the subscribe button down below. Kicking off the week, Photography Talk got a new facelift. Well, at least our homepage did. We shifted to more lighter tones and kind of a clean design approach with this. Actually, speaking of design changes, our friends over at Adorama not only had a design change, but also a slight rebranding of their logo as well. Now onward we go. And speaking of GoPro releases GoPro Max. Though the GoPro Hero 8 has gotten tons of attention, as it should, the Max seems to be a little bit under the radar so far. Now, this thing looks awesome, with the 360-degree video capabilities and the 5.6K at 30 frames per second. You're talking about 16.6 megapixel, 360-degree photos. Now, the GoPro Max has 6 built-in microphones that they say offers shotgun mic quality sound. Not only that, but the mics are arranged on all the sides of the Max, so it's recording 360-degree audio as well. Now, the GoPro Max is aimed squarely at vloggers because it has a front-facing screen, so you can actually see yourself as you record. The Max has lots of other goodies too. It's waterproof up to 16 feet, has a built-in GPS, motion sensors, and features the same time warp hypersmooth in the same detection features as the Hero 8. It also has something called horizon leveling, which automatically levels the footage whether the camera is right side up, upside down, or on its side. That's not a bad set of features if you ask me. Now, the GoPro Max is on pre-order right now for $499 and is expected to ship around October 25th. Now, what do you think of the GoPro? Is it a win or a dud? Leave a comment down below. Sport photographers are going to dig the updates Sony has made to the original A9. Now, the reports have started to come in on the A9 too, and from the general census, there isn't a ton of changes from the original A9 that only came out 2 years ago. You're still getting a 24 megapixel stack sensor. You are moving from 5 frames per second up to 10 frames per second utilizing the mechanical shutter. It does have a new Bion Z X processor. From an ISO standpoint, you're getting the same from 100 up to 51,200, and that is expandable up to 204,800. You have the same 693 autofocusing points with real-time eye autofocus and tracking. This has 2 UHS-2 SD card slots. The original A9 had 5 stops of in-body stabilization. This one actually, you're getting an additional stop, so it's 5.5 stops. The video is pretty much the same. It's supposed to be available November at $4,500, which, when you think about it, is the same price that the original A9 was when that first came out. If you're in the market for a high-end professional DSLR and you're not ready to jump to the mirrorless bandwagon, you should know that Nikon D5 is currently $1,000 off and now is currently available on Adorama for $5,496.95 for either the XQD version or the CF version. Now, $5,500 is still a giant pile of cash, but hey, it's still $1,000 less than what you would have been able to get the D5 for just a week ago. Now, if you follow Photography Talk, you know I'm a huge fan of the Aperture lights, and it looks like the LS600D will be the one that I need to test next. Aputure says this thing is the brightest single-source LED light available with 600 watts output. For reference, that's nearly double the output of the Aputure 300D Mark II. Because it uses LEDs, the light stays cool, which enables you to add softboxes, egg crates, domes. You can also use Fresnel lenses and barn doors to modify the light, like the Aputure 120D2s, which are right here lighting me right now. This light has built-in controls and effects that can also be controlled via an app for even better functionality. Aperture has integrated new cooling technology as well, so the light's fan runs extremely quiet, which is a huge advantage when you're recording on set. Another advancement is in the battery. Aperture says it will be half the size of the current batteries that power their lights. This light is supposed to be released sometime in early 2020, perhaps February. I, for one, can't wait to get my hands on this thing for a test drive. If you tuned in last week, you might remember that I reported that Samsung is working on a new 43.7 megapixel sensor. Well, apparently they decided to one-up themselves because the rumor has it that the Galaxy S11 will have a sensor with an astonishing 108 megapixel. Man, that's a beast! On top of that, the phone is expected to feature a periscope lens with a 5x optical zoom. Now, this high-resolution camera would have an improved ability to capture light, contrast, and colors in addition to being more detailed. Now, another rumor about this phone is that it will feature a spectrometer which produces light in both the visible and invisible parts of the spectrum. Spectrometers are used to detect chemical composition of objects based on the change in the frequency of the reflected light. Interesting. I have no idea why anybody would want this speedometer in their phone, but maybe Samsung knows something that I don't. Now remember, this is only a rumor and has not been confirmed, so don't go telling everybody that this is definite going to happen. But holy smokes, if it does, Apple better get their poop in a group and come up with some more smartphone camera magic of their own. Now China has developed a super camera that can pick your face out of a crowd of thousands. As impressive as the 108 megapixel camera would be in the Galaxy S11, China's new super camera is even more impressive. Guys, we're talking about a 500 megapixel camera that can capture such high resolution images that its artificial intelligence can pick out an individual's face among a crowd of thousands and thousands of people. Now the camera is linked to the cloud and has access to real-time facial recognition, and guys, it can capture video, so whoever's watching the footage can review it to see who's doing what, detect faces, and examine the behavior of people that it captures on camera. Obviously, a camera of this magnitude would be viewed by the police and military as a huge advantage, though normal everyday folks like you and I might see it as an invasion of privacy. Yeah, you think? I have to say, as a photographer, I'm hugely impressed with the potential of this camera, but then again, it's kind of like a real-life version of Enemy of the State or Minority Report movies. Remember that, where the government, the all-seeing government, knows your every move? So, would you consider this a giant invasion of your privacy or not? Again, leave a comment down below. Let me know. Then on the other side of things, we have Disney parks replacing some photographers with automated boxes. Now, if you've been to a Disney theme park before, you know that there are PhotoPass photographers at various locations around the park, like in front of Cinderella's castle, for example. But if you've been to the park recently, you might notice that some of the iconic locations no longer have a photographer. No, in their place is an automatic box that takes your photo. Clearly replacing real live photographers with a box is a money-saving move for Disney, which, based on the price of admission to the parks these days, I can't imagine they're hurting much on cash. Anyway, the bigger issue here is that the automated boxes have taken jobs away from actual photographers that interact with guests, posing them, getting them looking their best, and so forth. Unsurprisingly, the reaction to these automated boxes has not been good, with many guests complaining that their image quality is subpar. In fact, there is a Change.org petition to save the PhotoPass photographers that has over 91,000 signatures as of the filming today. I know the next time I go to Disney with my son, I'll be avoiding these automated boxes and just take my own damn photos. Shifting gears here a little bit, a more lighthearted photographer story that caught my eye this week was the case of Eve Humphrey, a student in Florida State University that has spent the last 6 years, guys, getting her PhD in biology. Now, to celebrate, Eve welcomed her degree into life by having a Tallahassee photography, Corey Mitchell, take newborn photos. Eve can be seen cradling her dissertation in one hand while holding a milestone board that reads, "I'm 6 years old and I put 35 pounds on mommy." Another photo shows her dissertation in a stroller. In a Facebook post, Eve talks about her dissertation like a baby, saying, "6 years ago, I started on a journey and I didn't know how hard it would be to finish. I gained weight, I experienced back pain, I cried a lot. Was I pregnant?" She went on to say that she had many restless nights and sacrificed time and family and friends to birth this crazy little baby of mine called dissertation. Now that's funny. Another viral photography story from last week involved a bear, yeah, Yogi, photobombing a couple in their wedding day in Tennessee. Corey and Serena Brewer were posing for photos after the wedding when a black bear wandered into the shot. Now, photos show the bear far from the background, then it started to advance closer. It even walked down the aisle. The couple didn't feel as if they were in danger until the bear kept getting closer and closer and huffing at him. No one was hurt in the incident, and the bear eventually left. But what a great story for the couple to have to tell their kids mommy and daddy and Yogi showed up at their wedding. Come to think of it, it was a week of funny photography news because our last bit of discussion is about an absolute hilarious travel photography parody video that came out just last week. YouTubers Currently Hannah and Just Jess made a video which pokes fun at how travel influencers have kind of ridiculous approach to photographing their travels. In particular, the pair show how influencers often change outfits in the middle of a hike to get that Instagram worthy photo, and how they take photos of their boyfriend standing in front of mountains that they didn't bother to climb either. It's worth a look because it'll make you laugh no matter how bad a day you're having. Well, there you go, guys, your photography talk for the week. If you liked the video, hit the like button down below, hit the bell to be notified as we have new videos come out, and if you are not subscribed to the channel, please do so. With that said, have yourself an amazing upcoming weekend and get out there and take your best shot.